Let's talk about something. Why do some of us absolutely hate surprises, even the good ones? And I promise you, the reason has nothing to do with being ungrateful or a control freak. Nope, it goes way, way deeper than that.
Okay, picture this. You walk into a room, everyone yells surprise, and you're supposed to be thrilled, right? But instead, all you feel is this wave of anxiety, or maybe even irritation. Just total overwhelm. If that sounds even a little bit familiar, then you are in the right place. So let's get one thing straight right off the bat. This is not a personality flaw. Seriously, forget all those labels. The real reason is all about how your brain is wired to predict the future. And that's actually the first of 5 hidden traits we're going to uncover. All right, first things first, we've got to bust a major myth. See, when someone doesn't like surprises, it's not some kind of simple judgment about their character. It's about what's happening under the hood, the mechanics of the brain.
Yeah, this is not a choice to be rigid or difficult. For some people, hating surprises is this gut reaction, and it's rooted in a brain that just thrives on understanding and anticipating what's coming next. Think of it like it's running on a completely different operating system. So, what's this operating system actually doing all day? Well, it all comes down to your brain's master plan to keep you safe and sound. And this leads us right to that first hidden trait, having a highly active predictive brain.
The fancy term for this in psychology is predictive processing. Basically, your brain isn't just sitting back, passively letting life happen to it. Oh no, it is an incredibly active prediction machine. It's constantly running simulations, always asking, okay, what happens next? Just to make sense of everything.
And this whole thing is like a continuous loop, right? Your brain observes what's going on around you, it makes a prediction based on all that data, and then it gets your body and mind ready for that outcome. That cycle is exactly how your brain maintains a sense of control.
And this is where the problem starts. A surprise doesn't feel like a fun interruption. It feels like a major failure of that predictive model. Your brain literally flags it as a critical error, a moment where its control over the environment is just gone. Now, that failure to predict builds into a genuine feeling of being threatened. And this reveals our second trait, a deep-seated need for stability. When the brain's predictions fail, it doesn't feel fun. It feels fundamentally unsafe.
Think about it like this. On one hand, predictability creates a sense of control, safety, and mental clarity. But a surprise, it throws you into the exact opposite state, total uncertainty, a loss of control, and a nervous system that just spikes with anxiety. For people who are analytical thinkers, clarity is their main tool for managing the chaos of life. Thinking things through creates a feeling of safety. Well, a surprise just rips that tool right out of your hands, leaving you in a totally unpredictable scenario with absolutely no time to prepare.
But it's not just about prediction. This brings us to 2 more really powerful traits. So, first up, let's talk about trait number 3, a low threshold for cognitive overload.
I mean, just think about what happens in the moment of a surprise. Suddenly, bam, all eyes are on you. You have to process what's happening, read the social cues of everyone watching, and perform the correct happy reaction. Your brain doesn't get a chance to pause and evaluate. For a mind that's already highly aware, this is just instant sensory and cognitive overload.
And this brings us to an even deeper issue, and it's our 4th trait, a powerful need for personal autonomy. When you're surprised, who is actually in charge of your time and your experience?
One of our most basic psychological needs is autonomy. That feeling that we are the authors of our own lives. We all have to feel like our choices are actually our own. And that's the hidden conflict, isn't it? Even with the best intentions, a surprise means someone else chose the time, the place, and the event for you. For people who really value their independence, this can feel like a boundary being crossed, triggering a subconscious pushback just to regain that sense of control.
So, let's try and reframe this whole thing as we get to our 5th and final trait. What if, and just hear me out, what if hating surprises isn't a weakness at all, but actually a byproduct of being a deep, analytical thinker?
Here's the key takeaway. Hating surprises doesn't make you difficult. It means your mind is wired for predictability, that you deeply value your personal autonomy, and that you require the mental space to process the world on your own terms.
So, the next time you feel that spike of stress from an unexpected event, remember this. It's not a flaw to be fixed. It might just be the signature of a thoughtful, analytical mind navigating a world that often prizes spontaneity.